First of all, I want to thank her for pronouncing my name correctly. It's really an honor to be here in front of a real, genuine American hero and strong Latina woman, Joyce Rivera. Let's give her a big hand of applause. You know, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge also the presence of a former colleague of mine, former Assemblyman Michael Blake, who's also here with us. I have the honor and distinction of having St. Anne's located in my senatorial district. Literally, they are my neighbors. I represent, if not the poorest, one of the poorest congressional senatorial districts in the United States. In my office, when you compare it to other Senate districts, other Senate offices, the average Senate office in New York State gets about 15 constituent visits a week. 15 constituent visits a week. My office gets anywhere between 30 and 50 constituent visits per day. And the reason is because we have a district, we represent a district that is high needs. We have a district that's the highest unemployment rate, probably the unhealthiest county in the entire country. We have the lowest graduation rates, and we have one of the highest addiction rates in this country. And if not for the services that St. Anne provides, our lives would be much worse. I can tell you that many times, so many constituents come to my office looking for assistance. If not help with addiction, people who need a shower, people who need clothing, people who need food. And never once, when we've sent people to St. Anne's, have they ever been rejected. So on behalf of myself representing the 32nd District, on behalf of the community that I represent, I want to say thank you. Thank you, St. Anne's. Thank you to all of you that make this possible. And especially, thank you, Joyce, for being such a wonderful human being. I also would be remiss if I didn't congratulate Susan and Frankie for today, for being honored for the work that they do. Frankie, congratulations. I'm glad you're here. Now, I was tasked with the honor of awarding Letitia James their award today. What a wonderful job she is doing fighting opioid addiction in this country. In the US, the leading cause of accidental deaths is drug overdose. It's involved in about 2/3 of the deaths. It is the same for the state of New York. Over the last 2 decades, the number of Americans killed by opioid addiction is a staggering 800,000 people. New York State Attorney General Letitia James has been one of the most vocal leaders, not just in New York, but across the United States, holding the biggest drug dealers in this country, Big Pharma. We know that they're accountable for the loss of many lives, and now finally our attorney generals throughout this country, but especially Tish James, is taking the fight to them. She's been tenacious in and out of the courtroom and fully committed to bringing justice and healing the communities like mine that are most affected by this addiction. She succeeded earlier this year by reaching a major settlement with Johnson & Johnson and other pharmaceutical companies to distribute up to $1.5 billion to combat this terrible addiction, funds that we sorely need, especially in the district that I represent. Now, due to our efforts, we have the resources to help stem the crisis of health, mental illness, hopelessness throughout the community that we all care for and support. Now, Attorney General James could not be here today, but here to accept the award on her behalf is the Regional Director of the Office of the New York State Attorney General, Javier Medrano.